get those crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, don't be late. Vote, don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy. We can't afford mediocrity. If we do nothing, our hope floats away. Get up off of that thing when it's voting.
Get up off that thing. How y'all doing?
And vote
What the hell?
in November.
Oh, that's gonna be distracting as shit. Get the hell out of here. I got a bug flying around me. Anyway. How y'all doing, baby? It is Tuesday. It's about time we get this week going. Anyway, I hope y'all are doing fine. Let me see. Dwayne Dwizzle was the first one to jump in, followed by Dwayne Dwizzle. He jumped in twice, man. Are you shit? Dorothy Tyndall's in the room. Thank you very much. Jeff Curry's here. Gary Spring all the way up in Canada. Randy Peterson. Woo, pig, buddy, how you doing? The Remixtress is here. The Smart-Ass Squaw is amongst our midst. Bruce Preston is here. Thank you very much, brother. Steve Guerrero, thank you. Amanda Elliott. Let me see. That Smart-Ass Squaw is in here again. Oh, damn. Adina Michael. Jeanette Miller's here. BW. Let me see. Nancy Halverson is here. Tracy Tobias, my neighbor. Thank you for being here, baby. Amanda Elliott. Let me see. Ginger's Rancho. Hey, Virginia, how you doing? Hope you're doing well, baby. Thank you for being here. Jeff Curry's here. Lord, Karen Van Wyck is here. Thank you very much. Oh, Lord, let me jump on down here. See where I am. Develia Buck. I hope I got that right. Randall Smith is here from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Woo! Man, you're making the trip down here. We appreciate it tremendously. Teresa Rojas, mi amiga up in Chicago. Diana Mallory bequeath of the gong. And there's Caroline and John Majesco. Huh, funny they should mention that name. Guess what I got mail from? I got mail from John and Carolyn. It was a wonderful letter I told you about Carolyn's mother's frying pan and the story that went with that and how it warmed my heart up and brought my wife's rolling pin right into our... But they also included a very nice donation, and I want to thank you very much for that. So, John and Carolyn, thank you for being here. There's Miss Linda and Suzanne Jarrett. How you doing, darling? We've met. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a great day. It's a rough day for some people. Rough day for a lot of people down here in South Texas, as a matter of fact. Today was the day the students of Uvalde went back to school, baby. Most of them. And not to the same school. They went to other facilities. But it was a rough trip for a lot of them because that issue has never been resolved. That whole scenario has not been justified in what happened that day. And there's still a lot of kids nervous about going to school. It's a day to rejoice in their courage, but a day to reflect on the sadness of how those kids have to be put through that, and how many across our nation have survived the same damn thing. It's rough in our society, baby. We need to make it better. And that's what we're here. That's why we're here. That's why we're involved in this whole thing. That's why I opened my mouth. That's why y'all are started listening. That's why you formed this friendship. Is because we have that desire to make things better. To somehow resolve this. There's that fine thing, whatever it is. A moth or something. Anyway. That's why we're here. And we've got a lot to do. We got more work to do. Although yesterday we found out that Judge Cannon down in Florida granted Donnie his special master. So we're going to have to go through weeks and weeks and months of bullshit. And that's all it is. If this stands, if DOJ doesn't go to get it appealed to the 11th Circuit Court, then, yeah, we're looking at months and months before we get anything done out of it. Although the primary investigation is still going on in the background, we can't look at the documents until, well, we get the special master, whoever that might be, to intervene and make sure that Donnie's private documents don't get wrapped up in this, they say. Anyway, what else do we find out today? Surveillance footage. Where is that? Down in Coffee County, Georgia? Are you shitting me? What's that lady's name? I got it right here. Kathy Latham. Really? She was a GOP chairman of Coffee County. Yep, she's holding the door open on January 7th to the election office there, so these people, a whole group of them, can come in there and, do what they do, bunch of tech experts, on January 7th, the same day that we know that those machines in that office were compromised. Somebody tried to get them. We already knew that. Well, now you got videotape of who in the hell did it. And it damn sure wasn't Black Lives Matter, and it wasn't Antifa, and it wasn't the FBI or the DOJ. No. These are the same scumbags that have been trying to subvert this whole election, subvert the democracy of this country, and hand over a king. And he's out there still beating the bushes out there trying to rally the troops around the terrible FBI and the DOJ, following the lead of the press. The press tells him what to do every day, and he doesn't. Are you shitting me? It's getting desperate out there on their side. But this little decision from that judge is giving Donnie the one thing he wants more than anything else, and that's time, baby. Time to stand out there on the stage and rally like he did yesterday up in Pennsylvania. Or the day before yesterday. Hell, I done slept since then. That rhetoric of trying to rally his army. But anyway, it's pitiful. Bernadette, I'm so glad you're back, baby.
Yeah, me too, John. Although we're baking up here in Northern California for the first time. My son just sent me an image of their thermometer at work, 113 degrees.
I seen Sacramento was like, what, 100 and, I don't know, bursting into flame shit.
This is the North Coast, I'm 30 miles away from the ocean. But he works on asphalt pavement. And so
that had to be brutal.
It's hot. It's hot down there today.
Oh, it's hot all over the West, and they're dealing with more fires again.
Yeah.
Are you shitting?
Yeah. We're a bit smoky out there, which is it's hard on me, man.
Yeah, especially with everything you've been through lately.
Yeah.
So please take care of yourself. Stay inside. Wear a mask.
Dude, I went outside early this morning to go water my garden.
Yeah.
And after that, I brought me and the dogs in. It's too hot out there for a little hot dogs.
Too hot. Go back inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got more rain today a little bit, but everything's still wet.
Dude.
The grass all needs mowing. Now, mind you, just a few months ago, everything was dead.
Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah.
Nothing around here was green at all.
It doesn't take much.
Now everything is green and needs mowing. And my
Don't
riding
take much
lawnmower is
to
broke
create
down,
work.
so it's the push mower. So yeah, this
But
is
of
good.
course.
Of course, who don't want to do
Yeah.
2 acres with a push mower?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel you.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Ozzy, how are you today?
All right, mate. All right. I'm a little bit pissed that you have judges that are overstepping the mark.
Yeah.
And she went beyond her. She went beyond her call. She didn't have the right to stop the investigation in this.
Well, now she
espionage
hasn't
thing.
stopped the investigation itself. She's just preventing the Department of Justice from looking at the documents that they took from Mar-a-Lago as if they hadn't already looked at them.
Mate, she's put a hobble on the whole fucking thing. But I
That was
reckon.
the plan, Ozzy.
Yep.
That
But
was
now
the
we
plan.
know.
He went to her.
Yeah.
We're going to see more of these behind the scenes things he's been doing, while the shiny thing we've been looking at, he's been setting up judges for the whole system for the last 2 years probably in
John
his
will
office.
eventually get around to
He
To
has
be corrupt for
appointed
him.
over 300 judges during his term
There
in
you go.
office.
So you got
And
7
she's just paying
chances.
it back.
Well,
Bingo.
we've heard the talking heads on every news site. It doesn't matter whether it's Fox or MSNBC. You can look at any one of them. They're all saying the same thing. There was no justifiable cause for a special master in this case. The judge
No.
went way over bounds in this shit.
That's what they're saying here too.
Yes.
The legal beagles here saying that Trump hasn't got any executive privilege. I mean, he's a citizen. This is ridiculous.
Yes.
But, if I was Merrick
Obstruction of
Garland
justice,
right
exactly.
now, if I was Garland right now, I'd be so angry. I would charge him
I'm sure he is.
with a January 6th crime or whatever. Get him on those. Okay, put this on the side burner. But you can lock him up for January 6th. You've got enough evidence there. You can really say, well, okay, you're going to fuck me here? I'll fuck you here. You know what I mean? There's so much on Donnie they've got. They can get some, not revenge, but they can get some payback and say, well, you hobbled me here, but we're going to arrest you for this.
It's justice is coming. I have to believe that.
It's got to come.
Because they can do whatever they can do whatever the hell they want, and this is nothing but a delaying action. This judge, it just gives him time. It's what he's going to do with that time. Yes, he can still keep selling the bullshit out there.
Yes.
And that's the whole
but
object
he's selling
of it.
violence. He's selling violence, which is illegal. He's inciting.
He's promoting
it's illegal.
He's not. I've been saying this forever. He's not trying to win votes. He's trying to raise an army.
Nope.
That's exactly what he's wants.
And he's trying to fill his coffers.
Yes.
Which is what he's
Correct.
been doing.
Oh,
At the
he's
same time.
drifting off. You wouldn't believe how
This
much
is nothing new.
No, it's
You
all the
guys
same.
can't let this get you upset.
He's never
You can't let
changed.
it get through that. He ain't doing nothing new.
No.
He's been doing this all along. Look how many court cases he's got going on that started before he became president and are still in court. This is what this man is known
It's
for
what he
doing.
does. It's what he does. Tie shit up in court. And he doesn't give a shit about bad press, good press. It's all good press to him.
Nope.
So he's happy as a lark. Let me thank Mark Perkins, who just came in with a $5 donation and said, did the Blue Dot Troll accidentally get whacked? I know some people have noticed he's missing. We just don't talk about it. I'm just saying the cornerstone of the building. He's been taken care of. Anyway, yeah.
But Mary Trump said that he's going to get worse. Mary Trump yesterday.
He is. He's going to get more desperate.
He's going to get worse. She said that this is Donnie working himself up to what you're going to see is he won't give a damn about anyone, anything,
Nope.
because he believes now, because he's been left alone for so long and untouchable, he's becoming untouchable. He knows he thinks he's got the government scared of what will happen if he's arrested. So he believes in his own mind he's untouchable. So he's going to go like his last rally.
I think they're overestimating his support, though. The diehards.
I think so. Oh, yes.
It makes for good TV. Look at here in this rally, But I got, as a matter of fact, they even made a reporting on some of them people they were interviewing in the crowd. Where did you come from? Well, I drove 8 hours to get here. Well, shit. You're not just somebody from the local area. As a matter of fact, my political advisor said there's a group of them that travel around like a caravan. Wherever he's going,
They get paid,
They get paid for wearing blacks for Trump or or
Yes.
truckers for Trump,
Yes,
or
they
whatever
get
the fuck it
paid
is.
for going to the rallies.
Ain't that
They've
sad?
been getting paid from day
Because they
one.
need to fill
From
the.
the day he came
Yeah.
down the steps, there were actors that were getting paid. Ugh.
I know it
This
is
They were getting
frustrating,
paid.
isn't it? It is. It's
They were
frustrating.
getting paid during the Black Lives Matter protests when the ones who got arrested, most of them were actually found out to be GOPers. They were sent in there to create chaos, to do the violence, to burn buildings because they wanted to make the
Yes.
Black Lives Matter protests look bad. Those people arrested had some of them had black fucking faces. They were white bastards with black faces.
Mm-mm.
That's what they did. Now,
That's
you don't hear
nothing
about that
new.
shit.
That's nothing new.
No.
No, but you don't
It's
hear
in their
about it.
playbook.
You don't. Yeah. I mean, they lie cheating.
To this
you
day,
say,
you can
but
still talk to some Republicans, and they're insisting that it was all Antifa and Black Lives Matter in disguise up there as Trump
And every time they
supporters.
say Antifa, it is a dog whistle to their
Yes.
their
Take it as a badge.
patriotic armchair warriors.
I take it as a
but they're
badge.
saying we're Antifa, but the thing is that they're calling us fascists. Well, what
Yes.
the fuck? You're calling us
That's how
fascists, but you
ignorant
say
they
we're
is. That's how
Antifa.
come I say a word of bad. You want to call me Antifa? Oh, hell yes, I'm Antifa. You fascist bastard. Yes. They're ignorant in
Yeah.
that respect. Antifa. In Black Lives Matter. Really? You don't believe that Black Lives Matter?
it's
Well,
not-
you racist
you guys-
bastard.
You guys, stop.
What?
Because it doesn't matter what comes out of their mouth.
No.
It's all designed to promote derisiveness and hatred and to bring this country down. It's anti-democratic is what it is. And we need to get out the numbers and just take our
There
asses
you
to
go.
the poll and vote these fuckers
That
out.
is the most important advice you can get. This show, any show, is to make sure that you're registered, because across this country in different states, the Republicans have tried to mess up the game, baby. Maybe they clean their registration rolls, and if you haven't registered, well, you're going to get there and say, well, we'll give you a provisional ballot.
Check it because it runs out.
Check
Surely
it out.
You guys,
It doesn't take
You
much.
go-
Most
well,
time you can do it
You
online.
need to check. You need to check on a weekly basis if you have to, if you're in that kind of state. But you need to check to see that your name is on the registration if you live in that kind of state, like Georgia, like in the
Texas.
South, where like Texas, like Florida. You know, if you know that your state is doing this, check your registration
look-
rolls. Make sure you're on it. You still have time to straighten this shit out.
Look
You
at
know,
the
at
story we're
worst case
seeing in the
scenario-
news. A Republican county election worker is letting people in to tamper with machines. We know who the liars, cheats, and thieves are. We know who the people who are trying to steal the election. And it isn't the Democrats. It's the
And
fucking
they're scared of
Republicans.
they're scared of you guys voting. They're scared of us voting. They're scared of Republicans voting for Democrats to save our democracy. These people are frightening, yet they keep telling us what they're doing. So let's pay attention and take them for their word,
Yeah.
and make sure our own asses are covered. When
I
you
like
go
what,
to the polls, take somebody with you.
Take somebody with you. I like what Gary Spring up Canada said. Your voice, your vote. Your voice is your weapon of change. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's what they,
Yeah.
while they're trying to build an army over there to try to forcibly take the country, no, baby. We use the law. We use what's on the books. We use our democracy. We get in the ballot booth and we vote and make sure your vote counts. Marcia and I were just discussing, I don't think it was in the 2018 election, I think. Both Marcia and Tyler, and we turned the shit into the thing there. They both went up to vote. At the end page where they said enter, it had switched the whole damn thing to Republican. So they had to come over and reset that machine for her to do her voting, both Tyler and Marcia, in one precinct out here. So check
I
your
think
shit.
you're going to need.
Check
I
your
think
shit.
this will be the first election, maybe not this one, but the 2024, maybe your first election where the National Guard may be standing duty to follow
You know, I
stations.
hope it doesn't come to that, Ozzy. I don't want my country to turn
Well,
into that shit where we have to
hopefully
have.
Trump's arrested by then.
Well, I don't blame you for thinking. I mean, if we look at where we're going, yeah, That's what it's going to be. And wouldn't that be a sad statement of our society?
Yes.
That we have to have
Especially when
military guards around voting areas.
Especially when you've had young men go overseas and fight against governments that are just like Trump's. You know, you've had soldiers die to save countries from this sort of tyranny.
From the kind of people that Trump are, yes.
Yeah. And,
yeah, we have fought wars over this shit. And I don't care what anybody says, and
yeah,
they get pissed off at me
but-
for saying it. I can see a direct correlation between the path Adolf Hitler took in 1923 and what Donnie's doing. I mean, to not
plan.
realize that there's a similarity. And oh, by the way, you throw in that little story that's floating around, that lady that was at his rally up there talking about her poor nephew, and they pulled up pictures of him, and he's got that Hitler mustache. Have y'all seen that?
Yep.
Oh, man, are you shitting me? Come on, man. If the handwriting isn't on the wall plain enough, I don't know what would, but again, that's who they are. He is playing to the racist, the bigoted, the misogynist, all the bad people. That's who he wants.
His 20% that he got voting for him and following him.
Yeah.
And that's it.
But it could be
And
a
I'm sorry,
dangerous
but there's not
20%.
enough people to elect a president. That's not enough people.
No, but out of that
And
20%,
that's 20% of the Republican Party.
yeah, 5% of them may be would get out in the
hardcore.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 5%. I mean, nothing that the National Guard, the cops couldn't handle in 24 hours. I mean, there wouldn't be much.
And that's exactly what would happen.
I look at Mar-a-Lago when he got
You're talking about the National Guard and the cops that they think are all corrupted now? You talking about those people?
Well, half the cops are, yes. You just don't know who the cops are, who's not. They should be.
It's way more than that.
Therein lies a problem, a concern. Is I've read 2 stories, I remember, maybe more, about law enforcement agencies that are just hardcore Trump fanatics.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Sheriffs for Trump and all this shit.
Look how many cops are involved in the January 6th insurrection.
Yes.
Yeah.
One was just jailed. One was just jailed for 6 years or something.
10 years. 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, he's a New York City cop. He got arrested for assaulting officers.
He was actually hitting. Yes, he was actually hitting another police officer. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
You know, these cops that support Trump, you know what they want? They just want to be free so they can use violence against criminals or against people they don't like.
He said to do so. He has given them a command that they can do so. Go ahead and bump that car. Go ahead and make that ride a little bit extra bumpy so you break another neck. We don't care.
Nancy Halverson
Bill Barr was out. Bill Barr has been out recently, and it was only in the last 24 hours he spoke. I don't know where it was one of the honest stations, and he's actually saying that Trump will destroy this country. I mean, for Bill Barr to get out there and start warning us, that's saying something.
Then it's pretty bad.
I don't give Bill Barr or any of the rest of those fuckers that were in the room while the shit was going down any
nor do I.
for getting up and doing the right thing now, after the fact.
But we have to pay attention to what he's saying.
When this shit was going down, that he was wrong all day, every fucking day of the week.
Yeah, he tried to cover as much shit up as he could, but now he's out. He's trying to say, "Oh, look at me, I'm going to save grace." He ain't saving shit, but we need to listen to him.
They had the opportunity to impeach this motherfucker, and they didn't do it.
Well, we impeached him. They just didn't convict him in the Senate, and that's the Senate. And therein lies all the bullshit that we need to get up. And that's how come we have a good chance, like Ron Johnson up in Wisconsin.
I don't give Bill Barr any
He's in this fake
for
electors shit, the same thing we're seeing right now in the news. Hey, Ed, are you in the room?
Bill Barr wants another job, trust me.
It's no different than the bastards out there in their states, these Republican senators out there in their states saying, "Oh, look at what I've done for you. We've got this infrastructure plan." And they fucking voted against it, but they're taking credit for it. It's no different. Bill Barr's trying to make himself in the public court of opinion look better than he really is.
That's what it is. He needs his ass. Somebody just said it in there. He needs to be his ass in jail. He was complicit in this shit. The minute the The Mueller report came out. And Bill Barr,
Yep.
before it's even out, he's out there saying, nothing to see here, bullshit. There are 10 counts of
Yep.
obstruction of justice in there. And Bill Barr came out and tried to whitewash this, said, nothing to see here, y'all go about your business. And that costs this country. So he gets no slack there.
No, he gets
But
no
he's out
slack.
there
He
trying to
gets no
save
slack
his
anywhere.
reputation, his
He ain't no
legacy.
different than Michael
He's not.
Bolton, than fat boy that used to be president, Secretary of State. I can't remember his name right now, but you know who I'm talking about. Secretary of State.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
yeah, what's his
Or
name?
how about the former governor of New Jersey, who Chris Christie, who backed him 110%, or Matt Gaetz, or any of the rest of them three-letter motherfuckers running around trying to make a name for themselves. They all know. They had the
Bernadette's on fire
25th
tonight.
Amendment. They had the
Yes, she
25th
is.
They
They
could have
could've-
took his ass out of office, and they
Yep,
didn't
they
do
were
it.
cowards
While they had
then.
the chance. And that punk-ass Pence, let another fly on his head.
Did you let all
Sit
this
down and
build up
shut the
on that?
fuck up.
on
Hit the
that-
song. Shut the
you-
fuck up.
Did you let all this build up on during that road trip? It's stacked up
She's
in
on
there,
fire.
Bernadette. It's looking for a way out, baby.
I'm hot.
I know.
Here are, baby.
He's
Hey,
in jail. He
let's-
should be
He
in
should
jail.
be. We're working on it, baby.
And
We're
have
working on it.
proof that he ain't in jail. And take that fucking country-ass bumpkin of a courthouse judge that he put in to do exactly what the fuck she did.
Judge
Take her
Cannon.
with you.
Please.
Yeah, Cannon.
Yep.
Her ass should be impeached.
Hey, Ed, are you in
Well,
here?
it will. I think it will.
I think Ed's been in here. We just haven't given him a
Yeah,
shot.
just waiting for Bernadette to
I'm
finish
done.
sending out.
I'm done. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm telling you,
done.
Bernadette's been on a road trip for a while, so all that's been building up inside her. It's like a dam.
Mm-hmm.
Gets too much pressure, baby. You gotta let that steam out, that water out. Lets that pressure come out.
Yeah. She'll explode.
Ed, have you
I'm
been, brother?
done.
No, you're not. You ain't going
Yeah, I can
nowhere.
hear you loud and clear. It's
You're like a.
good to have you back. But most of all, it's good to have you back, Bernadette. It's good to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Bernadette,
appreciate
it's
it.
good to have you back. Yeah.
Thank you.
What do you think about what's going on, Ed? Did you see the video today of the lady opening the door for all the hackers to come in and have their way with the machines and shit?
He's gone again.
No, I haven't seen it,
Oh.
but
Oh.
it's just we don't know whether it's going. We don't know whether this is if there is, because we know that Merrick Garland finally had just to sick the dogs on Trump. Now we're waiting for him to take care of the hackers. But one thing, John, that I
Yeah.
want Merrick Garland to put federal charges on Rittenhouse. If he can, I mean, the thing is that if they can't convict him, why not have federal charges against him? That's the thing.
Did they file charges against him?
I mean, I want them to file charges. I want them to file charges.
Rittenhouse
I mean,
walked
that's
away,
what, I mean,
getting away with murder.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't
They
think it'll ever
got
happen.
bigger fish to fry right now. Rittenhouse is the least of our
Exactly.
worries right now.
Yeah, Rittenhouse is, he's he destroyed the gun. By the way, did y'all hear that? Like,
No.
Yeah, he destroyed the gun, had it destroyed.
Well, at least he
I
didn't
was-
try to
I think he's
sell
tr-
it or make a dime off of it
At
like
least,
that
yeah.
idiot down in Florida.
I think if he had,
Well, that's what I thought he'd done. I
No.
thought he sold the gun for
you mean to talk about
$1 million.
Bernadette?
no,
I'm sorry,
I
say that
understand it.
again?
I don't know who is worse, Bernadette, him or George Zimmerman.
They're in the same
Zimmerman
boat.
is much worse. Zimmerman made $1 off of
He's still out there trying to make a dollar.
what he did. And yes, and he's still out there trying to make $1.
Still
Both
tries
of
to make
these men will
himself
go
look like a
down in
hero.
history for what they did. What they did was not right, and the whole fucking country knows it. They ain't no
Yeah.
damn heroes
Yeah.
either.
No, not really. No, they're
Well-
not heroes at all.
No.
No.
Much worse than
They're
have
trying
ever
to,
done
They're
um,
But
murderers.
our concern right
Murderers
now,
that use the system to get off because both of them had the backing of money, and thus the two injustice systems in this country. There's one for if you got money, and there's one for if you don't.
yep. And
Makes
guess
sense.
what one we all fall into? Yeah.
Got
we'd
some
all
money?
we'd all be in jail for half the shit we're seeing on the news right now.
Hey,
You know, every one of us. Concealed documents? Are you shitting me? Obstruction of justice? Yeah, we'd all be in jail. No matter
For a
what
long
it is.
time.
That's the biggest mystery.
in fact,
But they
Reality Winner went to jail for one paper,
Not
and this
enough money.
motherfucker got
Not enough
hundreds
money.
of.
She didn't have enough money.
Exactly.
You know, if she would have had enough money, get the right lawyer and all that shit. But
Exactly.
it goes so much deeper.
Edward Snowden lost his country behind what he did.
He should be totally exonerated, and so should what's his name? They're trying to
And
get out
so
from England.
should Donald Trump.
What's his name? The other guy that exposed the truth. That he locked
Edward
himself
Snowden?
up in.
Yeah, Edward
No,
Snowden.
no, it was in England on
in Australia.
in
Oh,
and he was in one. And he was in one of the consulate houses.
yeah, he's in
for
an
5
embassy.
years.
He was in an embassy forever.
He's an Aussie guy. What's his fuck? Isn't it awful when you say it?
Julian
You know,
Assange.
Julian
Are you gonna
Assange.
say
That's it.
Julian Assange? Yeah.
See?
he should be freed. He should be let off. He should be. Biden should be doing something to help him, because he's done the right thing. They all done the right thing, but they're being punished for exposing the bad people.
They're exposing,
The bad
That's all.
people.
you know, the whole
The
system.
corruption that is our
The
government.
whole system.
Yeah.
When it
The
comes
whole
to
system.
areas like that,
The
it is.
corruption.
Hey, you know, there are so many things that need reforming. You know, not justice system is just one. You know, we have to make major changes in this country if we're going to progress. If we're going to leap into the future that we all know we want to get to, then we've got to make some changes, baby. But our system right now
Big time.
needs some serious.
I mean, what's been going on in the background is the biggest worry, as we're going to find out in the next 6 months. But I think what's been organised in the background is setting the pathway for them to be free to what they do. I mean, they wanted to put Rittenhouse in the fucking GOP. They're trying to get him a seat. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, well, you
what-
know,
Because they
either that
worship
or-
the gun part. That's it. That's all.
Yes, you know, he's a hero because he carried a gun.
Yep.
He got off on self-defense because he cried like a little bitch on
But
the
his
stand.
mama drove him all the way over to across state lines. Wasn't he in another
with
state?
a gun.
Or just
But
another
George
county?
Zimmerman
Oh, it
would be
was county.
jealous of that.
Went over to another county.
Yeah, there was just more than the murder there. There was the fact that how it was all planned. It was a premeditated murder. It wasn't just
The
murder on the
danger we
spot.
face
It was,
right
he
now-
went there to kill.
How many Zimmermans and
Yeah,
are like that out there right now listening to Donnie? When Donnie's up there on
Yeah.
that stage talking about the malicious attack from the FBI and the DOJ, and they're slaves to whatever the media or dark forces want them to
we
do in the Democrat.
actually had a guy
is
go
singing
and
to him.
attack an FBI a building.
Yes,
Remember?
yes, he
And-
ended up dead.
Yes, he ended up dead that day because he got a brilliant idea from somewhere
Somewhere.
that the FBI are thugs
And he's out there doing that
Yeah,
same shit.
Where did he get that
At
shit
his
from?
rally, he's out there trying to encourage the same people. And you know they're out there. You know one's out there. And how long is it going to be before we see some kind of an action on a grander scale with somebody, with an AR and a bump stock and plenty of ammo?
Well, I'm amazed no one's tried to pop off Biden yet with all this promotion that Trump's been given. You know, I mean, this is how you get your
It
assassination.
is not something that
This is how
hasn't
you
crossed
do it.
my mind. You know,
Careful,
when
Dave.
he's out
You
there
don't want-
speaking, I
careful,
keep
Dave.
thinking to
You don't want
myself,
them
I
to
hope that
get the
Secret
wrong
Service
word.
is on their top of their game, baby. Because
Well, I
you
hope
know
they're
that
on it.
some, I hope. But look what we're talking about. See, this is where this man has led this country, Donnie Boy, and he doesn't
it's
give a
not
shit. He
president.
just as soon
Dumbass.
burn this country to the ground.
We should be talking about all the things that President Biden has gotten accomplished. One of the most successful presidents
Yes.
since taking office. He has gotten accomplished so much. And what the fuck are we talking about? some orange ass fucker in Bedminster
A
that
threat to
buried his
democracy,
wife
baby.
on
That's
his
what we're
golf
talking about.
course.
That
Yes.
threat that
And
he
how
represents.
dare they?
John, we are actually
How-
talking about a
But-
former president of the United States of America being the most largest national security threat we've ever had.
Ever had.
A new
ever had.
first?
How dare they turn around and bag Biden for having 2 Marine guards standing
You know,
behind
I
him
don't
when he
give a
made that
shit what they
speech?
say about Biden.
Because,
Yeah.
because
they
he,
are
at the
pissed that
White
he is
House,
getting
hang on, Bernie,
shit
hang on,
done.
Bernie, hang on, Bernie. At the White House, what happens when the president makes a speech? There's fucking Marine guards at the doors behind him. Always. Always.
Trump used his generals to clean out Lafayette Park, to march across the street and stand in front of a fucking church with a Bible upside down.
Here's the deal.
In uniform.
Here's the deal. What Donnie's doing now is the since Darth Brandon has come out, Dark Brandon. Since Joe Biden took on the role now of standing up and calling it out for what it is, fascism, and Donnie Trump and the MAGA Republicans, he has started that language. And now all of a sudden the Republican Party's going, hey, I thought you wanted to be friends, reach across the aisle. Look at him over here. He's attacking us now. We can't work together and all this bullshit. It doesn't matter what the right does.
I read
Joe
that.
needs-
I've
yeah.
seen that.
You
Yeah.
didn't like.
That's
Here's the
sad.
thing. You didn't
They are
like
trying to
what he
use
did.
that. Now, to say,
Yeah.
oh, look here,
They
he's
told him to
attacking us.
put
I
it-
hope he keeps up attacking you because he
Well,
needs
mainly
to.
because. Can I say something, John?
Yeah, go ahead. Ed.
Mainly it's because you didn't. Mainly to the GOP. Mainly it's because
Right,
you
Carol?
hated Biden in the beginning, and you still hate him. That's worse.
You know what's going to piss him off? You know who's coming to the White House tomorrow?
Who's that?
Barack Obama and Michelle.
Oh yeah.
They're coming to the White
I
House
love that.
tomorrow. Do you know why?
Well, they're gonna make it worse.
Oh,
Because
it's going to
aren't
piss
they
off the
saying that
maggots
Obama's,
because they already
saying
think
Obama's behind this.
they already think Obama's running everything in the background anyway. No,
Yeah.
no. The reason
Yeah.
they're coming into the White House is to unveil the White House portraits of President Obama and Michelle, because for the 4 years that little dick was in office, he refused to do it.
Yeah.
He refused to put
Yes,
those
I
pictures
remember
on this.
that.
Yes. So here we are,
I hope he's
6
not
years
there.
later.
I hope he's.
and the
Damn shame,
pictures
John.
are finally going to be
Damn shame.
unveiled.
Damn shame.
It is a shame. But it again points
His
to exactly
photo's
who
not
he
there,
is. He's a cheap two-bit whore whose only interest is himself and money. That's all he is. He sells himself as something he's not. He sold it to a bunch of idiots out there who have made them their king, and you know, it's hard to
It's
deal with. It is
self-interest
hard
and
for
your
any of us
money.
with a brain
That's
to deal
how it
with what the
works.
fuck is going on over there.
He's not. But Trump is not God.
No,
Trump
but
is
he
not
thinks
God. That's
he
I've
has
been saying it since
he has
day
convinced
one.
a certain percentage
Ever
of them he
since day
is
one.
their God.
No, he isn't their God. They don't give a shit whether he's God or not. They accept him just as he is.
What was
He's a
that?
racist bigot. That's what they care about.
Do you
and
think
that's
it
all
matters?
that they care
Do you
about.
think it matters? Because he read that poem to him. That whole thing. I am a snake. You knew I was a snake when you brought me in. He told him outright. I'm
Yeah.
a snake, and you let
and
me
they
in.
don't care.
No,
They don't care.
no, because they're just as much of a snake as he is. Every one of them runs around there with that big old bumper sticker on there with got the rebel flag on it, or even those that run around with the American flag on it. We support
Hey, there's some
the
people out
troops
there
and all
that
this
like
bullshit
snakes,
while
okay?
being a racist asshole.
They like snakes.
They love snakes. They are snakes.
Yeah,
You can't
absolutely.
have both.
And we need to chase them out, baby. Yeah, that's what you do with snakes. I live in snake country, rattlesnake country. Our biggest festival down the road is called the Rattlesnake Roundup. It's what we do, baby.
We got one
Catch
in Georgia.
rattlesnakes. You don't. You
We got
don't.
one in Georgia, John.
Do you? There you go.
Yep.
You find them, you get them, you pick them out, baby. They
Hey,
barbecue up
this is
nice,
for
too.
Dave here.
They roast
Ozzy,
up real nice. They
I
taste pretty
understand
good,
the news
too.
that. Oh, sorry.
No, they do.
I speak-
We fried rattlesnake down there is on the menu, baby.
Okay then.
You know, like chicken. It is. Not like chicken. White meat.
John,
What's up, Ed?
Dave, what have you been catching
Yes.
up on the British news on Liz Truss? Can she be trusted?
No.
I don't, there's been stories
so?
about that she
No.
has changed her position drastically over the last year or so. From what she was
Yep.
standing up
Another
for, she was
factor,
big
more like
Brexit. Yeah.
She's another
No, I
faction.
think I think she just spoke to the crowd with the points that they wanted to hear, but I don't think that's her real agenda. We're not going to find out until she gets in there, obviously. But
Yeah.
I think she's another. She's not left. She's not centre, but she's certainly right.
She's
and
Thatcher,
I'd say
in other words.
she's centre
She's wanting
right,
to be.
but leaning very right. But I'm not worried about England because England, their government system won't allow what the danger is to America because their government system is that they stand up in Parliament every day in front of each other, all of them across, and they battle it out, and the people get to see it and hear it. They can't do these quiet little meetings. Everything's open. Politics in England is open. They know more about it than American people know about American politics. It's on TV every day, but you can't. The debates are open on TV, and they get into it. So the people got more informative views in England and in Australia, because in Australia, what's happening in America could never happen because we have a government whereas the two parties are going to fight it out across, like a courtroom it is. You've seen British Parliament. Of course you have.
Yeah.
But that's the same in Australia. You battle it out there, and you
As a
can't
matter of
hide
fact, I
anything.
enjoy watching them occasionally, the way they debate back
Yeah.
and forth. It's a whole
And
lot.
they
Yes.
sort their
Indeed.
problems out.
Yeah.
They sort their problems out on the spot there and then. You know?
Yeah, we don't
So-
do that here.
No,
Why
you
can't
don't.
they
You
have
don't.
an election? I mean, once Boris Johnson left Britain, the people should have voted for a prime minister, but it won't be until another 18 months next year, which I don't think it's fair. They should have had a fair election on see who they want
Well,
to lead.
you know, for the next 18 months, she's going to be a very good girl then, don't you? She's going to not do much, but she's going to do enough to make the people think she's on the right side for the people. These English aren't stupid. She'll either be good for 18 months or she'll try and turn things around. But I think she's not a concern of ours or yours. We're not hooked to England
Yeah,
anymore.
right now we got enough
We're
problems of our own over here.
independent. Yeah, I mean, see, what happens in America is going to affect the rest of the world. Let me tell you, because you
It always
sneeze
does.
and we say Gesundheit.
Yeah.
And look what's happening now. There's other countries besides America that in the last 12 months that the extreme right is starting to activate and create problems for countries that have been running smoothly. Trump has influenced other people throughout the world.
Around the world, yes. And not in a good way. Not in a
No.
way that's good for anybody. No,
Because
his whole
we've
brand,
allowed-
his whole brand of just lie through your teeth about anything is right up their
And
alley.
it's only the countries where the politicians get donations from big corps.
Look who the
We've
Republican
allowed our
Party's looking at.
politicians-
Viktor Orban over in Hungary. That's the Republicans here
Yeah.
in America. That's their biggest hero, baby. And he preaches that
So
white
we allowed our
nationalist shit.
politicians to be bought. We put our politicians on the market. You know, the American people got to turn around and say enough's enough. You know, this fucking $50 million in advertising to win an election.
We
or,
ought to
or
pass a
$1 billion,
law
they
that
said.
they should walk around like
That's ridiculous.
NASCAR outfits with all the patches of the people that are giving them
Well,
money, so we
yeah,
know
I
who in
mean,
the hell. Yes,
If they're going to
that's
take
our
money,
system,
if
baby.
they're going to take donations, yes. You should know
think
who
I
you're
got
voting
any trust
for.
at all in my congressman? Not a bit. Not a bit. He is on a leash. He votes when he's told to vote. He votes how he's told to vote, and that's it. The rest of the time, he's in there just for the money, baby. It's like everybody else.
Look at Nancy Pelosi. We thought Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy
you know,
Pelosi's in the same boat. She's on a bigger level. Look at how much money she's making on the stock market every fucking year. It's
Exactly.
ridiculous.
I mean,
It's-
who would have
it's-
thought? Who would have thought she would say yes? I think we should be allowed to trade while we're senators
Yep.
and congressmen.
They're
insider
protecting their
trading.
source of income. But
Yeah.
the problem is, by nature of their business, they are inside traders. They're trading on
Yes,
inside
they are.
information. They know what's going on, what's good for business, what not, where that money's going, where government money contracts are going, everything. In the world of finance, baby, that's heavy information. You can make a ton of money, and they do. Don't
She
you
hurt
wish?
herself with that.
Yes,
She
she
hurt
did.
herself in the public's eye.
The Democratic Party is not pure and white driven stuff.
Oh,
No, we have
we
our
got
own
mansion,
problems.
and
And
cinema.
some of the problems that
there you
affect,
go.
yeah, Joe Manchin's another one. You know,
Christian cinema.
we have to deal within our own house. We have problems. You know, we still have moderate Democrats. We still have progressive Democrats. You know, same way on the right. They have moderate conservatives and then right-wing maggots. You know, thank goodness on our side we're not as bad as the maggot side on their side. There's no comparison as to the progressive left and the maggot right. They're out
But
of
all
whack.
those that voted to impeach Donny, they're gone now. He got his revenge on
All
those,
but
didn't
two. All but two
he? Yep.
are gone. Yeah, anybody but we're looking at a midterm now, and knock on wood, this is 2 months from now.
Yep.
2 months from now, on November 8th, we're going to find out what the hell's going on, because it is still trending blue. There's still a lot of talk of Republicans taking them on the chin because of the ignorance. What did that Mitch say? Quality of their candidates. On you know, it's great when you're firing up your base, but geez, when you're facing the general election, you know, you're a whack job. And the Republicans are facing a bad. Let's hope we gain better control of the Senate by a majority. I hope we pick up maybe at least
Yes.
6 seats is possible. You know, I'll be happy if we get 3. But if we get 6, oh
Yes.
yes, there you go, baby. And the House is not going as much as they thought it would.
As they hoped it would.
But still a possibility
Maybe
of
it's
taking
the
them up.
quality of their candidates, John.
Maybe, I don't know who somebody said something about that. You know, I don't know. They ought to take it to heart. It is. You know, there's a limit to that shit. And
I've got a headline here, just popped up on my little. I get these notices of headlines from Reuters and that, and it says here: breaking news, shocking audio of Dr. Oz surfaces defending incest, saying it's more than just a cousin. So that'll be interesting to watch later. So Dr.
It's a
Oz is on
kissing
tape
cousin. It
defending
is more than just a cousin. It's a kissing cousin.
it's a kissing cousin.
incest.
I can't stand it. It's icky. It's
I'm
very.
I'm tired of these people, okay? Nothing that these people on the right, on the extreme far right, with their whatever kind of fucking views they're pulling out of their ass this week. I'm done with these people. I no longer am allowing them to upset my system. They don't get that from me anymore.
Lord.
All I want to see is fuck Trump go to jail, and that's it. That's it.
It does wear on you, doesn't it, Bernadette?
Yeah, it does. But I can't
I have
devote
been getting-
any more of my energy to the stupid shit that flows out of their mouths.
I was, let me see, who was I was on the phone? Oh, I've talked to a few Blue Dots here lately. I talked to Keith up in, oh shit. Keith, I'm sorry. Can't remember where the fuck
In
he lives.
Minnesota?
No. Keith and Kathy up in, yeah, they, God damn it.
Isn't he in Chicago?
No.
Or is he the one in Washington? Let me stop.
No, he's up.
I
Stop.
know
He's
you're talking
somewhere
about.
up. He's somewhere up in New England. God damn it, my
Okay.
Rolodex is fucked up. I was talking to him on the phone, and who else did I talk to? Son of a bitch. Oh, my day is so. Oh, I talked to Buddy Davis on the phone,
Yes.
and Buddy
Yes.
he's still hanging in there, baby. He's still hanging
Right
in there.
on.
Things are not smooth for him, but you know he's still plugging it every day. I had a good conversation with him. I was glad to talk to him. And, yeah, we have a lot of Blue Dots. But
Right
there's
on.
also somebody else I talked to. Shit. I can't remember.
Well, I talked to our own Miss Velica today.
Did you?
And you know, she
How is she?
she is still suffering from COVID, so everybody send her some healing love because she needs it. And you know, she's trying to do better. She had an appointment for a telemedicine appointment this afternoon, so I hope that she was able to keep it.
You know,
But
I'm glad you brought
it,
that
it
up.
was good to talk to her because I think it just lifted her spirit just to have somebody to talk to. And I'm more than available for our hugging Velica
Yeah,
any
really,
day, honey.
she's
Any
our
day.
source of hugs around here. I'm
Yes.
sorry to let you know, we have another Blue Dot family member that has COVID. Uh, One that uses his voice regularly, Leo Sahaki.
Oh no.
Yep, Leo
Oh.
has COVID.
COVID ain't done with us yet, you
No,
guys,
baby,
and we
no.
gotta be
Thank goodness
careful.
he's got
Um,
his shots. You know,
yes,
but
yes.
yeah, no, this just not over. So keep that in mind when you go out. You know, I
Yep,
notice it more when I go to the store. There's more and more people wearing masks again because
yep.
it's on the rise down here. And
I see shifts out there saying that we may need to have annual
yeah,
inoculations
Yeah,
against this.
yeah, they're
we
talking
might
about
need
having
to for whatever, like the flu
like the
shot,
flu shot.
wherever which strain is going around now.
Yeah,
You know, that's what they're trying to do is get out this new vaccine this fall for the new strain of that's been here and affecting America, BA 4 and 5. So you know, if you haven't contracted COVID within the last 6 months, please go out and get your shot because it's going to
yeah,
get nasty again once we all go back inside. And you know, my grandson has decided to go back to school, and he came home with a notice that he was exposed on the bus. He did not want to come in the house, and that's a
damn,
shame.
yeah.
He didn't want to come in the house, and we had to
Oh,
test him to make sure that he
that's who
was
it was.
okay, knowing that he was negative and he could come in the house.
Uh, Jake Jay Clayton just reminded me who I talked to. Thanks very much, Jay. It's Stephanie Dean. That's who I talked to. And I had a great conversation with her. She's planning adventures in her life, and
Right on.
and I hope, yeah. And I'm one part of that list, so yeah, go baby. Uh, yeah, she's thinking about making a big step in life, and if it works out well for her, I wish her the best in life. I know Jay is going to support her no matter what. You know, there's a romance there that goes beyond anything. I'm telling you.
Yes,
I know.
yes, yes.
It's just you can't keep up with that guy. Are you shitting me? And my wife sees that crap. Flowers and romantic moonlight rides out on the. Are you shitting me? Come on, man. You're
giving the
killing me.
wife
He's
ideas.
killing me. Yeah. Keep up with that stuff. Are you shitting me? It's the best I can do is sit
Love
there
is
and
hard.
just
Love is hard to maintain, but it's worth maintaining
worth
if you've got true
maintaining.
love.
It's worth taking care of. I'm a lucky
Yeah.
man. 45 years, one woman. Yeah. I don't. There's not a day goes by that I'm not thankful for what I have. Because I could have
Me
lost it
too,
many
John.
times. Many times. So.
And I don't even have a lover like that, but I'm real grateful for every day that I have too. Thank you.
That's it. Every day. All of us need to be thankful for the day we got. And,
Yep.
yeah, put a smile on your face and, I don't know, go out and cause some mayhem somewhere. You know,
Yep.
ruin somebody's day by telling them how beautiful it is. Look at how beautiful the day is. I hope you have a wonderful day. And they'll walk away going, what the fuck are they so happy about? Damn it. Whatever it takes. I don't know.
I just flicking through some of the headlines here. I tell you what, NSNBC, even CNN, obviously the Midas touch, a lot of them are just saying this judge has overstepped the mark,
Yes.
basically, and lunatic.
All
and
of them are saying it. Everybody is.
DOJ should appeal. This woman's put a spanner in the works.
And
The
nothing
whole.
that she does from this point on will have any credibility because she's a you know, Trump butt licker.
Well, some are calling for her to be done for obstructing justice. That's a bit harsh, but that's what they're saying, obstructing justice. That's what she's doing.
Yes.
So,
Don't we have
You know, he
laws?
can put it off.
Don't we
He
have
could
laws?
keep putting it off. He could keep putting it off. But one day this bus is gonna catch up with his ass. And when it does, what's that button say?
Yeah.
I just hope he's alive when the DOJ arrests him. I mean, he is 70 something, and he's not healthy. He's not
Donny
fit.
Boy?
So
74.
I just don't want him. I don't want him to leave this earth without being accountable for his shit.
That's what I say.
You know
I don't want
you
him
know what,
dying.
Ozzy? You know what, Ozzy? I'm for jail or hell, whichever one happens
The
first.
only way hell comes,
whatever comes first.
the only way I want him to
Doesn't
leave this
matter.
world is if a lightning bolt came down and struck. I would go.
that-
There you go.
that
There
would
you go. That was
restore
God.
my
You
faith
can't argue
in
with God.
God,
Look at this.
okay?
Yeah, that's it. Look at it. Final judgment has been given. There you go. He's a lying ass puke. I
That
don't want him to
would
die
restore
before
my
he stands
faith in
justice for
God.
this bullshit. And he's still
Yeah.
doing it today. That's the bad thing. He's still doing that shit today. You've seen it in that rally. He is still trying to subvert this democracy. He is trying to overturn the next election because he's going to be in it. He thinks.
And still crying about the last one.
Yep. It's all about the last one. It's all about the one he didn't win. That's it. It
He's
just
a sore
amazes
loser.
me that these Republicans are still holding on to his ass, because when he gets up there to talk, he's not
Oh,
talking about a
yeah.
platform or a future or anything like that. It's all about him. All about him. Everything he spoke about concerned him. You know.
And he's picking on the fucking Afghan refugees coming over here. They fucking stood by you for years. Those Afghanis.
Yeah,
And you've got
Republicans, they're not
refugees.
too keen on that welcoming, give me your huddled masses thing. Nah, they're not into that. They attack any refugee, any immigrant, anybody that's not like their ass, that they didn't invite in. Yeah, they don't want them here. It's who they
I tell you what,
are.
America, take notice what's happening in Afghanistan. The Taliban have taken over, and the GOP or Trump's MAGA crowd are like the Taliban. So if you want to live like they do in Afghanistan, you get your Trump back in, because that's what you'll
That's,
get.
if
And he'll
if
come
he
for your
got
fucking
back in,
guns.
hold on to your britches, it would be a revenge tour. That's what it
You
would
need
be.
another mountain.
He'd
There's
be
no
out
room
to
on
get
Mount
everybody he
Rushmore.
could. But he won't.
He
He
will
will
want his
not get
face
in there.
on Mount.
I
He'll
have
want his
faith.
face on Mount Rushmore. He'll
Yeah.
want his face up on Mount
Yeah.
Rushmore.
Yeah.
That will be definite. I want to be at Mount Rushmore. Take down Lincoln.
Well,
Take
he
down
already-
whatever. Put me up
He
there.
wanted it before. He wanted to be. There's a space off to the right-hand side. He's saying he could be put in right there. I don't fucking think so. People be out there hanging
Fuck
from
him.
ropes, chiseling his nose off, or whatever. I would.
He's a fucking skid mark on your country's
That is
underpants.
exactly
He's the
what
worst.
he is.
He's
But
the
the
worst
damage
form
that
of
he
human
has done,
being.
I was glad to see this little thing out there. And where is it? New Mexico or something? That judge orders removal of official who participated in January 6th riot. And
Right.
he was in New Mexico. Yeah, he was. Oh, the Cowboys for Trump. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He's been on TV several times. He's a star.
And of course,
He's
that will
smart.
go to their state Supreme Court, and they'll try to force it into a federal court, because they're going to say that the judge is a state judge and has no jurisdiction over this federal office and is seeking. And so this is going to be a hot mess that goes through the court system, and yeah, whatever.
Does it
But
sound something
for
like
now,
that?
For now, we won.
Oh, is Donnie? You got Donnie Trump in the room.
Yes, I got him right here. And we can get Donnie and we can just really, you know, the way Donnie should be portrayed. That's exactly who he is. It's a whining ass
Yep.
little crying baby
I, s-
who demands
I
to
still
get
have
his
my
way.
Trump baby.
Do you?
Yeah.
I got my doll, but I need to get that thing out.
Yeah, you used to whack out
you
the
need
table.
I
to do an ode to Randy and get that thing out, man. You really need to do that, John.
Get what?
An ode to Randy.
ode
And
to
whack
Randy.
that
Oh, right.
doll. Randy Curvin. Randy.
I gotta find. Oh, I miss him so much. I'm telling you,
Yes.
I really do. Randy poured his heart into this, and it just,
Yes, he did.
you know, and it's oh man. I'm telling you, there's a. This shit's not easy. And Randy held
Actually,
to it
people are commenting.
all the time, every
They
day.
like the doll. Gary Spring just said the doll's awesome. I think a lot of people remember that doll.
Everybody remembers the doll. Who was it? Deborah Gerlach gave it to us, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. They
Yes,
used to
mine's
smash
here
it on the desk
somewhere.
there.
But I think they put it in the cabinet. I wasn't really involved in the. I did this back here. Travis and them did everything else.
Well, don't worry about it. You'll turn up next show. Have it ready
Yeah,
for next
I
show.
need to get it out because it's that time of year. I went out to the garage and got me some shirts. We packed up a whole lot of T-shirts because we wanted to. We're going to move on from Trump. Let's go move on from Trump. We took down the Trump quilt that was behind us all time, and lo and behold, here we are again. So there are a lot of shirts out there that are relevant, and as a matter of fact, on TikTok, the last two shirts I wore, one of them was about the baby crying, and Donnie sitting on his high chair or whatever, and then the other one was a stick man, and said Donnie's an asshole. And I noticed on TikTok, I get a lot of comments on my shirts, but I'm recycling shirts that I was wearing that the Blue Dots have sent. I have a ton of shirts that the Blue Dots have sent me over 6 years. You know, so that's going good. But what I was saying was, I've received so much, but this takes a lot out of you. It really does. My family has been on to my ass about trying to relax and get away from it from a little bit, but it's hard to. It's hard to. But who was it? When I was talking to Buddy today, Buddy had to get away from it for a little while. You know, try not to watch the news so much. Get away, relax a little bit, get his mojo back and all that shit. And I was talking to him about, yeah, I would love to do that, but I do a show just about almost every day. So you got to know what you're talking about. So by nature of that, you go in there and you look, and then there you are. You're into all sorts of stories and shit. And over 6 years, it wears on you very much. And and I'm afraid that's. I don't know. I miss.
Well,
I miss
you know,
Randy.
it was a lot. I mean, just his Twitter account alone and the lies that it contains, and there's the the internet of everything out there, and there's a record of it. It's a lot. The man told a gazillion fucking lies while he was in office, and he's told a gazillion more since he's been out.
Yeah, and he's trying to get his ass back in. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. I don't, in the world of reality, I don't see any way of him coming back into the White House, even if he tries to use force. The question in my mind is just how much damage to our democratic system is he going to, rain upon this country?
As much as he possibly can, John.
Yes.
As much as he possibly can.
Because he doesn't give a shit about it.
Because it's all about raking in cash from these people who so loyally, suck on his ass all the time.
That's
and
it.
there's no other way of putting it. Because they willingly give this man their money.
Yes, they do. Because their hatred is worth it. They just.
He's obtaining money. A lot of this is under false pretenses. And that's
it's
a
all
crime in
against
itself as
false
well.
pretenses, just about.
Hey, there's no law
grifts
that
off
says
everything.
that he can't ask for money and people give it to him. There is no law that says that can't happen. It happens all the fucking time.
Hey,
He's saying
Bernadette.
it's for defense fund. But the DOJ have come out saying that they've been paying his legal bills. But they refused to. It was one they didn't want to pay recently, but he doesn't need the money. The DOJ is paying for his fucking legal bills.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Ozzy,
Not
because
DOJ, the GOP.
we have oligarchs in this country who like what he did. He gave them a lifetime tax break. They like what he did, and they got way more. That motherfucker that just died and left $1.6 billion.
Did he die? I didn't know he died.
I believe that he did.
I thought he just got
alive.
$1.6 billion to the dark money into the Republican.
If he ain't dead, he's something close to dead, and his brain ain't functioning right.
Yeah,
but
you
still,
know that. One way or the other.
And Matt, John, think about this. Call your bank and tell them, hey, I want you to gather up $1.6 billion so I can give it to these people people over here.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
They'll lobby for you.
Because
what kind of
because I
legislation
don't
you
know
want? We'll
what
get it for you.
bank actually has that kind of cash on hand that they could just gather up 1.6 billion, 1.6 billion dollars.
Yeah, that money
the
is going to go a
Republicans
long
already-
way. They've already started
It's going
putting it
to
out.
take them a long way.
They've spent maybe about 400 million of them on it on different campaigns so far that I've been able to find out. Can't remember now exactly.
That's a
which
lot of
campaigns
money
they were.
just to donate to
Too much-
campaigns.
too
That's
much
what I
money.
mean. There's too much information.
and-
There's too much in the
Yeah, and like
Rolodex, baby.
$2 billion that Jared got. I mean, that's being investigated, I'm sure, by the.
You would think.
Who? But who's investigating?
They're
it?
too busy trying to get Hunter right now.
The ethics committee or something is investigating it.
What
That's-
ethics committee?
There's
Yeah.
a committee that oversees what.
The
I
ethics
can't
committee, the
think-
House
I thought
ethics committee.
I thought it
He
was
was
called
an
the ethics
advisor
committee.
to the president. He didn't hold any position in the government.
No, but I'm saying that's what they're investigating, darling. The $2 billion, why he got it. He's not
Yeah. Give it to
a
Rick
company
Scott.
investor. Yeah, I mean, Jesus.
He'll make it disappear.
There's so much crime outside the Trump White House. I don't know how the
They
DOJ is
committed
going to
The
crime
whole
right in front
Republican
of our
slime
face.
bag party over there is getting right along with the grift. They're all into it too. They're getting the
It
drippings.
must be profitable. It must be very
It
profitable.
is. If you're a Republican and that's where you're going.
If you got $2 billion, wouldn't you say that was profitable?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Ask Rick.
Hell yeah.
Ask Rick Scott. Oh wait, no, he's back from his Italian Riviera trip on the yacht.
And mooching.
You know,
Mooching. He got
I
a
don't know if
there
he's
used to be a
back,
time in
but-
this country when a politician made that kind of money that people were disgusted by it. Now everybody wants to try to emulate it.
Maria Betancourt, the story.
Trump came along and showed them how it could be done. You could just grift the fuck out of America.
There was
it's
a
okay.
rich gentleman up in Chicago, Illinois, Maria, who gave a $1.6 billion donation to, and can't remember the name of the organization. It is a Republican super PAC, and they're going to delve that money up however they see fit. But 1.6 billion of dark money. It's not dark because they did an investigation to find out where the money came from, but it's dark money as far as that's a political donation, and that's what's wrong with our fucking political system.
There it is.
It
And who
is
do we
the
have to
amount
pay
of
for that?
yeah. Who do we have to pay for that? Citizens United.
Don't say his name.
We
No,
have
the Supreme Court.
yeah. We have a Supreme
The
Court
Supreme
that passed
Court.
that allowed Citizens United to become law, and that opened up the floodgates of money to candidates. So it's hard to
John,
tell.
I got a question.
What?
Is that the same Supreme Court that gave the woman the right to choose and then took that right away from
Yeah,
her?
as a matter of fact, same thing. They call it the Supreme
Oh,
Court.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
that,
think so
that's
Supreme
Supreme Court.
anymore. We got a problem there. In my opinion, my personal
dude.
opinion, raise the number of the court, baby. Let's go. Let's even the court out because right now, and we know how it got there. We watched the
Yes.
whole thing of how they got 3 picks. 2 of them, both of those should have never fucking happened. And they stuck it in our face and they took it. And now we have a 6-3 court. What's the shot of us getting anything done? Nothing. As a matter of fact, we've already seen how it's going to go. We're going to start losing shit. Abortion is only the first thing on the
Not
ticket.
start.
baby.
We are already losing
We're
shit.
losing shit
And
all
our
the time.
right to vote is going to be one of them.
Yes, because all of this, the legislation going around this country trying to restrict, instead of the counting the vote, we're going to give the legislation the right to declare who they thought you voted for. That's going to end up in the Supreme Court. Well, when all these cases are going to the Supreme Court, look what kind of court we have. And not only that, let's remind you that in this Rolodex of mine, I remember talking about and always talking about Mitch McConnell's book, The Long Game. The long game, baby. Playing not for today, but for tomorrow. And how you do that is by placing judges. And that's what the Republican Party did for years, was block every time there was a Democrat in the office and then stack that goddamn court all over across the country on the federal level every time they got in power. And this Judge Cannon down in Florida is a prime example of that. She was put on the bench after his election. After the insurrection. After the insurrection, she went on the bench. So guess who she's playing for, baby?
And she was unqualified, just like a whole lot of those
bunch
judges
of them
were unqualified.
But they were put on the
to
court.
sit on the federal court.
And this is what we get.
We know that Trump stopped the investigation of the FBI into I Love Beer judge.
Yeah, Kavanaugh.
He was. There was thousands of tip-offs coming to the FBI, and the FBI went to Trump's crew and said, well, who do we ring? And they said, you can ring this person, this person, this
society, because the Federalist Society, who not only picked Kavanaugh, picked this Connor bitch, too.
There you go.
And a whole lot of the other judges that were put on the court federally by Trump.
And guess where that 1.6 billion went?
Not leave him out of it.
To those
people. The Federalist Society.
They're playing the long game, and it works for them. It has been working for them because every case we're going to have is going to go to a Republican judge down there. The long game. Control the courts and control the law.
And Judge Cooper, Trump went out of his way to seek her.
Yes.
He went out of his way to seek her.
He sought her out. So we know what happened.
He's in control. He's in fucking control.
Well, it appears that way, but in the long,
he's controlling the narrative, and he's not being pulled up for it, and he's fucking steering this whatever he's steering into the legal system. He's just I'll say this, and so people run around and investigate it, even though they know it's bullshit.
This is how fascism works, Ozzy.
It does. I understand that. You got a couple of people downstairs, man, with their hands up. I don't know if we want to grab anyone up in here that you think.
Let's get
but there's a few more down there that want to have a word about this.
This subject, baby. It motivates people. It does.
Yeah, it does.
We have Keith, Catman 56. How you doing?
Hey, John.
How are you, my brother?
Family. How y'all doing?
How you got, man?
I'm disconnected for some reason. No reason why.
I just need to say, I'm at the point where I am absolutely sick and tired of seeing that man's face on the newsprint, on the internet, running his freaking mouth, talking bullshit. He's a goddamn traitor, and he says it every damn time.
Every time he opens his mouth, you can see it in there.
He gets away with it.
He does it to piss you off.
I am sick of looking at that man's face.
Oh, thank you, BW. I'll tell you what, BW's on the ball, man. DJ, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you, John?
I'm hanging in there every day, baby. As Andy Pagoda would say, like a hair in a biscuit.
Yes.
Yes. I just wanted to throw a couple quick things in. In reading about the decision in New Mexico on that Griffin, the cowboy for Trump, the judge invoked the 25th Amendment, it's in his decision or her decision, I don't know, basically said that this person should never be able to run for office at any level again. And so that guy got blocked. But the funny part was the guy later on in the article goes, I never thought this would happen to me. Oh, my God. I can't believe they did this to me. I'm going, like, what an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, he's an idiot. If you haven't seen him on TV and his whole get up, he's ate up with Trump. Severe got Trumpitis. He would get down on all fours for Donnie in a heartbeat. Let me thank Louis Russell, who just came in with a $5 donation and said they want to take away Social Security and Medicare away. Thanks for being here, John. Well, Louis, thank you for being here, brother.
Yes,
thank you for being concerned
about
that.
Vote.
That's
exactly
one other
thing
go ahead.
One other thing I wanted to point out is that there's something about breaking news that Fox has been ordered to turn over criminal evidence. I don't know what it's about. I didn't read it, but it just came out.
Well, somebody jump on that. I'd love to see it, Fox. There's so much communication that was going on prior to and up to it, including January 6th and after, with Sean Hannity and all that shit. Yeah. There's I hope they pursue it. I hope they get some kind of charges out of it, because they've been doing, they're the propaganda wing of the right-wing nut job society. That's what Fox is. That's what they've always been. They're out there to wave the flag, put the eagle in the background, and sing patriotic songs, and then feed you full of shit. And with only one driving direction, is to turn you against your fellow American. That's it. Divide the country.
Prediction.
Divide and
I've got a prediction.
What?
Sean Hannity and the other mongrels on Fox end up on CNN, and Fox turns around and says, we better play straight. I don't want to be arrested. And all the CNN anchors that have been sacked recently end up on Fox. Wouldn't that be an ideal
Well, now
flip?
Fox would be the first one to remind people that they are not a news agency. They are an entertainment corporation.
Entertainment.
They are an entertainment business, not news. They have a section called Fox News, but it's all called Fox News.
Apparently, the judge ordered Fox News to start turning over files from a pool of millions of documents to Smartmatic in the billion-dollar lawsuit that they got.
Oh, my. The election.
Ouch.
The election machine. The
Yep.
voting machine company.
The voting machines. Yep,
Good,
exactly.
good, because they slandered the shit out of them.
Yeah, they did. So they filed.
And they've hurt their business.
Filed a $2.7 billion.
Let's go, rock and roll, baby.
Complaint against Fox News, and so start turning them papers over.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I mean, baby. They can
And
rally
guess
their
who's
guns
on the list of personality to turn over papers, like Maria Bartiromo or whatever her name is, and Wino Jeannie.
Yeah, Judge Wino. Judge Wino.
Yeah.
And Lou.
Did you hear about what happened about her? The Fox News producer said we must stop Jeannie Perot from talking because she's setting us up for problems. She's pulling conspiracy theories out of her ass. And
that's what she does.
The Fox producer said.
And that's why Fox watchers love her. Because she pulls things out of her ass and makes a very dramatic, presentation of it. While she's drunk. That's why
she's going to be one that has to start turning over some documents.
But those are the drivers. Your Sean Hannity is your base. He's your but then you got your Tucker Carlson there, you little fucking asshole.
Oh, that guy.
And Judge Wino. These are the ones that rile up the base, feed them the shit, get them pissed off, And then Sean Hannity's over there to make sense of it as a good reporter. We'll make sense of how those evil Democrats are burning our country down. Whatever, it's a game they play over there to fucking play it.
How many classified documents do you think Fox has?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
According to the article, did they say millions of documents?
Millions of documents.
A pool of millions of documents. Millions with an S.
We're talking communications between them and the White House, probably. Because
we're talking about all kinds of communications and stuff like that. This was an across the board assault on Smartmatic with their whole entire what they want to call entertainment department that's supposed to be their news department. So, hey, y'all got out here, you slandered these fucking people, you made them lose business and all the rest of that.
Pay
you
the
called
fine,
them
baby.
Everything but a child of God. You should have to pay for it.
Yep. Hey.
I mean this honestly. I did, and I've just refreshed my news page, and what I said before, how ironic. This is David Packman. Now, he normally is pretty honest when he comes up with his news headlines.
Yeah.
Its headline is, Trump turns on Fox News and offers to help CNN.
CNN's losing business, man.
Yeah.
People are getting tired with their bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's what it says.
I've been looking at the Canadian broadcasting system. I get from BBC. I get a lot of news from outside looking in.
Yep.
Because that's where you get a whole lot of the truth at. I do look at the New York Times, the Washington Post every day, MSNBC. I do look at CNN. Let me see. There's a whole list. NPR.
Yep.
You have to look everywhere.
AP News, Reuters. Yeah, you got to look everywhere because you'll get bits and pieces.
And it's not hard to do.
Mostly what you get is their personality.
Don't make it your
I'm
fucking
not
life.
trying to listen to talking heads.
Yeah.
I want the news. So I do a lot of reading of the different outlets out there.
I don't want your guiding light trying to tell me where I need to go. Just what was it Lincoln said? You can trust the people to do the right thing if you give them the truth. If the deal is if you give them the truth and beer, and that's not maybe a verbatim quote, but that's what Lincoln said. If you give the citizens beer and the truth, they can be trusted to make a good decision. But Fox News isn't where you really get the truth at, baby.
And it never has been.
Never has
and you
been.
know who need to get thrown in on this bullshit? And they're just skating by. And that's fucking Facebook. Facebook did a lot of damage to this country as far as voting is concerned.
What's going on?
And they need to be caught up in this bullshit too. I don't think Zuckerberg should skate scot-free. I really don't, because he's damaged a lot of fucking minds.
We're missing a party, evidently. Jeff Curry's over here in the chat saying skinny dipping is insanely fulfilling. Really? What kind of party are they having over in the chat?
Yeah, I agree with Jeff.
Well, I do agree with him, but what we're over here talking real political shit here, and they're over here talking about skinny dipping.
Well, John, you can actually skinny dip and talk about politics at the same time.
You can. Just.
You know that what you were saying just then, Bernie. What's his name? The guy you just brought up. You were just talking about Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Did you hear Trump's last week at his speech? He said, "This is what he said. I'm trying to do it word for word." You know, it was only last week that Zuckerberg come to the White House and was kicking my ass. Last week.
Came to the White House.
The man's delusional.
Yep.
The man's delusional.
He's worse than that.
Yeah. Last week. I mean, and they cheated him. They cheated. They didn't see the lie in it. I mean, it was an obvious lie because
we're
watching him catch on fire. You know, we saw him at this last one. He just outright insanely attacked the FBI and the DOJ. The guy that used to stand out there and talk about how the law and order and, you know, we back the blue, all that bullshit, he'd throw him under the bus in a heartbeat.
Unidentified prison guards to stand on the steps of the Capitol and shit like that without clear markings of which agency that they belong to. This is the same guy that got these people to do that. And you know what? I'm done with fuck Trump. The only thing I want to see about him is his ass is doing that perp walk.
Hey, you want to get away from this? Go look at the chat.
I've been looking at the chat.
Who's that? Gene Shaker. Hey, Florida used to have a semi-private nudist beach for some 50 years ago. Somebody else what's married, John? Hey, you want to look up Hippie Hollow, Lake Travis, up by Austin, Texas. And there are very few people that can say they had the great idea of coming out of the water with scuba tanks on onto a nude beach. That'll make a big hit. God, I look back at my life sometimes and think, what the fuck were you thinking? What were you doing? And Michael Johnson just came in with a $2 donation and said, my military salute for Leo and fuck Trump and Carlson. Thank you, and Carlson. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Michael. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Michael, sometimes you ever question your shit and you just...
What? Dead air.
John,
Daily.
John, all the more reason why Every chance you get, you need to put a smile on your face and be grateful for what you got.
I am
and
every day,
enjoy
baby.
this life a little bit more.
I
It's
would just
difficult
enjoy it more
invest
if I
in this
saw the
country
asshole
right
in
now.
handcuffs. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, yeah. And
This-
if the politics would just get right and stop fucking with our heads every damn day, we could enjoy life as
You know,
hard as it is.
it
But
is.
yeah, no.
It is.
I know they say
Fuck,
that he
man.
shouldn't be indicted before the election, but if they indicted him right now, what would that do to this master thingy? Because they're barred from using the documents as evidence, but if they indicted him, wouldn't that? I mean, they've already got enough evidence,
Well,
and
They're
wouldn't
not
that
going
open
to
it up?
indict him right now.
no,
They're not. And this is
nobody
the
should
problem with
expect
the
one
Democrats
right
is
now.
that we always go along with what the law is doing and we do it the right way so that we don't get called out and all the rest of this bullshit. I say go slap some cuffs on that son of a bitch and let's
Yeah.
duke it out.
We
Put
invented
his
the
ass in
damn thing.
fucking jail like you would put anybody else in jail. Let him bail out, take his passport, and let him go sit in front of the grand jury or judge or anything else. Take his ass into a fucking courtroom for once
Woo!
and make him tell the truth.
Y'all miss Bernie when she was gone.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
bet
we
that
do. We do.
bitch would catch on fire right there on the spot. And then I
Could I
would
just-
believe there was a God again.
Could I could I ask a question? Is anyone here from Philadelphia or near Philadelphia?
Johnny
No.
Fly. Well, Johnny Fly's in Pennsylvania, but nobody in the room right now. I
Okay.
don't think.
I watched a documentary, and then I had to watch another one by another company about a place called Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia. Kensington Avenue. It is disgusting to see the young people there who are hooked on all these opioids. That they're bending over. They're driving down the street with the camera, and every third person is bent over like a banana with their head between their legs, and they stand like that for hours. And the
And
cops
yet the
just
Sackler family who created the opioids and unleashed this havoc upon America gets off scot-free and not in any accountability for creating the devastation in the streets of America with their garbage.
And therein
Basically,
lies.
they got a slap on the wrist and had to pay a few $1 million. That's it.
But there's
That
a place
says
in
nothing
this,
about the type of money that they took out of this country before that lawsuit even fucking happened.
Oh, they made
there's a
money
place in
big
this
time.
Kensington Avenue called Needle. They called it Needle Park, and the guy walks in with the camera. And these guys make this. Please look it up. Kensington Avenue, Philadelphia. There is 100 videos of this situation that people have made just to show what opioids have done. But this Needle Park, you walk into this Needle Park, and there's people walking through. Past people shooting up on the spot, laying on park benches, just vomiting out their mouth. It's like a horror movie.
You got that in every major city in America.
All across the
Absolutely.
United
St.
States.
Louis has one
Every
too.
major city in
I've never
America
seen-
looks like that right now.
But I've never seen this extent. The extent, it wasn't just 20 or 30, it was 100 people. They were all there,
You should
and they
see
lived
the on-ramps
This
and
country-
the off-ramps in Oakland, California, and what they look like, and the homeless cities that are parked on the on-ramps and the off-ramps of the freeway in Oakland, California, right now.
Well,
You know,
the
you
thing
hear
was that these were time release and they weren't addictive. And the people found out how to break that particular thing. If you do something to the pills in the first 15 minutes, that makes them more power. You get a rush from them. And then that actually makes them addictive.
It's
It
disgusting.
overrides the time release on these pills that they created.
Yeah.
But what's worse is it's an accepted thing. The police can't do anything about it, and they just walk past and make sure that no one's dead. That's basically
Washington
what they do.
State is the worst.
That happens
West Virginia is
all
by
over
far the
this
worst.
country. San Francisco
Yeah,
right
look at
now
space.
is not prosecuting any fucking petty crimes or thieving or anything going on because it's overwhelming. It's too much. It's too much.
Bernadette,
all
you brought up
and-
California.
Girls, we don't have enough
From
money.
judges to courts, it's overwhelming.
Or treatment
they just-
centers.
They just said, well, we're not going to prosecute that shit anymore, and that's what's happening on the streets.
And therein,
Well-
what I see as the big picture of where each one of us is, why we're here, why we're so concerned about everything, is because we have to create a fucking country, a government. We have to create a place where we start taking care of our fucking citizens more than we take care of corporations. There are more bills and legislation put forth every fucking day to benefit some goddamn company. We have a serious problem with homelessness, with mental illness, with the drug abuse on the streets. Which that in itself creates problems, more crime, because people are desperate. You know, they ain't got a home, they ain't got groceries, they ain't got nothing. They get hooked on a drug. It's the only thing they live on. They got to get money for that. If we don't take care of society, the whole what do we have a government for? What is the government for if not to take care of the people? It's not there to promote companies. It's not there to make rich corporations. But that's what we have. That's what it's evolved into. That there are more legislation passed every day that concern business, that don't concern the fucking people. Huh?
John, have you heard of Saffron? It's a contracting company. They're in Brea, California, working on some kind of missile program, and it's below L.A. And I was talking with a recruiter, and he's putting my resume in for a job there, but I really don't think I'm going to take it because I don't want to live between Los Angeles and San Diego. It's just a little too right-wing for me. But the point is that this company has all this money to spend that they can go out there and hire people for six figures. They're wasting government money.
On the other side, because we got to wrap it up sometime. Watch the story this evening about a man who is being praised for what he does, and they are going around the country, and especially in rural areas. This guy invested $1 billion or something to get this started, but now it's self-perpetuating, to buy a hospital that has been closed in a rural area for a long time. Then they go in, they remodel it, and they open it up as a clinic and get staff in there to provide health care for the surrounding area. And they take the money that they make from the hospital and they go out and buy another hospital. And they do this over and over across the country. There are people that are working. Yes, we have people that recognize the need. But the problem lies within our own Congress, within our House of Representatives and our Senate. So not every election we can look at and go, this is a referendum on what we want society to be like. And it should be. Mm-hmm. But we are caught up in this war between what Donnie has given us. Donnie has come in and kicked the shitter over, pissed on everything, made everybody pissed off.
They made it more about culture wars.
Yes.
And it ain't about culture wars. It's about all of us banding together.
It's not about
just
culture
to get
wars.
Our country right.
It's about our culture itself, our society.
Yeah.
And if we don't fix that, then it doesn't matter what our legislators are going to do. We're going to end up with Mad Max someday, where everybody's just running around, and by God, we got enough guns in this country to start that shit off. We don't want that. So we have to have people that are trying to fight for the society we live in, and that's why I consider myself a Democrat. That's why I keep doing this shit. In the grand picture, it's him. Yes, it was Trump that pissed me off. Enough to open my mouth publicly and go, no, wait a minute, that's not fucking patriotic. I don't care how many fucking flags you fly behind him. He's fucking America. He's not hugging that flag. He's rubbing his pecker on it. It outraged me to see him do this. But my concern is for the society we live in because of the homelessness, because that we have space in this country. We see fucking empty buildings all fucking across this country. That we could do something that provide housing for the poor. We could get them off the street, get them health care. We could do a lot of fucking things, but we don't. And that's the problem. So we need to work on that. I'm just looking at here at a headline that says, but my emails, Clinton hits back at Trump comparison. Not good. I hope she whacks him too. Fuck yeah. And
Anybody can
Exactly.
hit that.
And let me thank-
Get a lick in should.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me thank Leanne Geyer, who's been very generous lately. Came in with a $20.
DJ, can I add something to that? They always complain about. Sorry, John.
Yeah, let me get this out because I want to thank her. She's been very kind lately. Leanne Geyer came in with a $20 donation and said, "Tomorrow is another day of democracy. Vote blue in 22, baby." I like that. Tomorrow's another day of democracy, baby. Let's keep it that way. Now, you were saying, Ed?
I mean, DJ, what were you saying again? I wanted to agree of what you said.
About our society?
What?
Oh,
Which thing?
I'm glad somebody else
Oh,
is
I
saying that.
forgot.
What did I say?
The last thing I talked about was the six-figure salaries that this company's offering, which is money from a federal contract. They're offering them, to buy contractors for over $100,000, and that's money that has gone into a DoD contract that they
Exactly,
have
Anita.
milked.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Sometimes I just say talk to the chat.
Well, I
That's-
forgot what it was.
we all got
Ed, is
quiet.
that what you?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I forgot it also because I didn't want to interrupt
okay.
John. Oh, it's fine.
Ooh,
What?
somebody
I
got.
don't know what
like,
that was, and I don't think I want to.
Sounds like what Trump would sound like when he gets the handcuffs put on.
Yeah, I want to hear that sound.
Sorry,
I
guys,
want to
was
hear
a
that
minute.
sound.
He's
gonna- it's
gonna
gonna sound a whole
He's
lot
gonna
like
cry
this.
like a baby.
There you
gonna
go.
cry.
Put me in jail. Yeah, fuck off. Yeah,
John, you better wrap this up.
I better wrap it up, baby. I want to thank all of you for coming in and joining us tonight on Facebook, on YouTube. That conversation going on. I don't care if it's about whatever. Oh, the Crystal. Oh, it's Texas State Park Association. I was a park host. See, it says right there on the back here. It says, in case you're walking around the park there, the state park, I'm the guy that goes, "Hey, how you doing? Let me tell you about the state park. Are you camping here?" I'm running my mouth off. Anyway, JDR, that's what it is. Thank you all for being. It doesn't matter about the conversations going on about my shirt, about politics, about our society, or nude beaches, baby. I love the conversation that's going on that all the time. I try to keep my mind into it, but it's very difficult to keep in there. But nude beaches will definitely get my attention on there. Like, what? And
They
that'll
sure
make
did.
you turn around. Anyway, Ed, thank you for coming in, brother. We appreciate it tremendously. I think
He's
I,
lining
John,
up.
I think-
Bernadette, it's good to hear from you.
Thank
Good
you.
deal.
I appreciate it.
there you go. And Keith, my brother, I'm glad you're here. Semper Fi, my friend.
I'm out here watching and waiting and got your back.
I know you got my six, brother. I know you got my six. Take care of yourself. I love you. Hoorah.
Hoorah, Semper Fi.
There you go. And let me see, DJ, thank you for coming in, brother. We appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure, John.
Oh, our pleasure is all ours. We enjoy your company, brother. And Ozzy,
Thank you.
Yo,
always a pleasure, brother. Always a pleasure.
yeah, it's good,
always,
fun.
always love
Good
to have
fun.
that perspective from down on there.
And it's good to have Bernie back and fired up.
I mean to tell you, it makes me, it puts a smile on my face too. And she was riled up today, baby. She was cranked up, ready to go.
Oh, she
Woo!
was.
Baby, she's on
She
fire.
was.
Speaking of, Bernie, thank you, baby,
Yes.
so much for coming in.
I apologize for
We
going
appreciate
to 12, but,
every
you
bit
know,
of that passion that comes out, baby.
I just want us to get out there and go vote some sense into Congress and give Biden a chance to finish doing what he needs to be doing to help this broken ass country. And I want Trump, I want to see him do the perp walk or get struck by lightning. I don't give a fuck. which
Either one. Either, hey, either
Jail
one.
or hell,
I'd be
whatever
happy.
happens first.
I'd be a happy man,
Okay.
either one. Anyway,
Orange hair and an orange suit.
wouldn't it be?
Hey.
Yeah, there you go. Makes a match. Works
Light
for
him
me.
Without his
up.
makeup, he's actually
And
without
lock
his
him up.
makeup, he's actually white. He's
Oh,
actually
man,
white
you're
without
in
the makeup,
Tennessee?
guys.
And he and he's horrible looking without the makeup. He's bad
Dang
with
it.
the
Isn't he?
makeup, but he's horrible
Isn't he?
looking
Yeah.
without the makeup.
He's an ugly man.
Okay, them age spots be showing.
He's got lizard
Oh,
skin.
we're-
Yes, he does. Anyway, John, it's my pleasure. I will always be here for you, bro. You know that. Just
I
keep
love you,
doing
baby.
this.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate your voice tremendously. And for the rest, I was trying to think of somebody's birthday. It's Hank Jank over in the Netherlands.
Oh,
Yes.
Netherlands Hank.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's his
Right
birthday.
on.
I don't know if he's in the chat.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, happy birthday,
Well,
Hank, if
enjoy
you're out there.
another annual trip around the sun, and stay blessed, bruh.
That's right. And Anita Bracey is reminding us gas is going down, baby. Gas is going down. Things are getting better. Donnie might go to jail. Yeah, this Biden thing's working out. I like this Brandon fella. Anyway.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's
Let's go,
Let's keep
Brandon.
going.
That's right, baby. Let's keep on going.
All right.
I like that dark Brandon guy. Let's keep that message going. Anyway, I love y'all for being here. Thank you all to our Blue Dot family. Thank you for those who donated tonight. We appreciate it tremendously, and to our Patreon members. I love this family. Just try to put a smile on your face tomorrow and put a smile on somebody else's face. It'll make your day go better. Y'all say good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all. Let me see today. Thursday. Gotta get it going. Thursday. We'll be back.